But back to the tournament side of things, we're going to switch our focus to the Midwest. You have the top 4 seeds, starting with number 1, Houston, number 2, Texas, number 3, Xavier, and number 4, Indiana. Raider Jim, I'll give you the honors to start off the Midwest.
Yeah, Midwest, I'm looking for Mississippi State to get the play-in win in this division. And then going game by game, Houston, no problem. They definitely advance to the next round. Auburn will take out Iowa and advance to the second round. And then we've got Miami. Watch for Miami to make a deep run. If it plays out and you end up seeing Miami standing right across from Houston, that is going to be one heck of a game. Miami has their shoes laced up and they are moving fast, and that would be a fantastic game. And again, especially when Houston, it was an upset to me that they didn't win their conference tournament. Yeah. That means watch the game films. What happened? What was the recipe to take them out? Miami will be coached well and ready for that, and they're not going to play ahead of themselves. They're going to take it one game at a time. Iowa State, Mississippi State. If there's going to be an upset, I guess you would say for me, it's going to be Mississippi State is probably going to take this one. If that would be my upset. And then after that, we're going to get the winner of Xavier and Kennesaw. My daughter-in-law wants Kennesaw to make a run. She always picks a long shot. But I think Xavier is going to win this one, and watch Xavier to get past no matter who they come up against in that second round. They will be in the Sweet 16. Texas A&M and Penn State. The Penn State run is over. Watch for Texas A&M to advance. And, of course, Texas, the number 2 team, is going to take care of business against Colgate, and they will end up playing Texas A&M. And even though I'm trying to keep it to the first 2 rounds, I will tell you it will be A&M that advances in that one. That's going to be the upset. A&M plays good ball when they have to. Not going to be an upset in my book if they take out Texas.
I was very, very surprised to see Texas A&M get a 7 seed. They finished second in the SEC. They, they got beat up pretty good by Alabama in the NCAA or in the SEC final, but Alabama's the number 1 overall seed. So, I mean, how much, how does that hurt them that much to the point where they're a 7 seed? No favors done for them, but I think if they can look at it, they can say, hey, we have an opportunity to, beat an old rival, beat Texas in that second round. If that's extra motivation for them. But that was one thing that jumped out to me. Texas A&M being a 7 seed, don't quite agree with that. But Coach, what are your thoughts on the Midwest Regional?
Probably my least favorite region of this entire tournament. I'm not the Calvin Sampson guy, but I respect what Houston's done. I think after they take care of a hot shooting Northern Kentucky, I think they're going to be facing a tough Auburn, an SEC Auburn team, and I think they're going to get some trouble there. As quiet as we've been about Duke, Miami seemed to put some things together quietly. They've had some losses that were unexpected, and they've got some really good wins that were unexpected. But I think their run stops after the second round. I text you both late the other night. I like Kent State for some reason, and being regionally close to Indiana, I think there's going to be an additional impact as far as who comes out of that game. Indiana's inconsistencies and just don't have me kind of like thinking positive about them right now. But yeah, I'd pick Kent State to make a little bit of a run and go from there. I really do like Xavier. I mean, I've talked about the Big East all season long, and it's unfortunate that Kennesaw State faces Xavier in the first round. I saw Kennesaw State play really well against San Diego State earlier in their year, and they kind of took care of business in their own conference throughout. So it's unfortunate that they're getting a tough Xavier team. Xavier, I actually picked to take out Pitt after Pitt makes a solid run, and this Texas A&M Texas game might be Well, both teams got to get past their first round, which I'm pretty confident in. But I think that might be the best game of this region. I do have Texas coming out of it. I'm not very happy with Texas as a 2 seed, given their late season run, but it is what it is. And I actually see Texas making a run throughout and making it to that Final Four here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually have Texas coming out of this region as well. Once again, it's unfortunate for Texas A&M. They may be the third or fourth best team in this region and probably won't make it out of that first weekend because of their draw. Texas has 14 quad one wins this year. That is incredible. Still not enough to get them a 1 seed. It is what it is. It's fine. Whatever. A 2 seed still pretty much gets you what you need anyway. But if that wasn't enough, I think the adversity this team has gone through, obviously the Chris Beard situation that happened earlier in the year, a lot of turmoil going on around this school. And I'll be honest, I didn't necessarily, put a nail in their coffin when all this went down. But if you would have told me we'd be in this situation and I'd be picking them to win a regional, the day after Selection Sunday, I would have said you're crazy. But that's where we are now. I think this team has gone through it, and not only gone through it, but they've got what they needed to get done. And I really am impressed with what Texas has put together. Excuse me. But it's a situation now where it really does come down, because there's every chance that all of a sudden Texas doesn't make it out of the first weekend, because Texas A&M has every possibility to beat Texas. There's no doubt about it. It could definitely be a bracket buster. But going forward, I agree with you, Coach. I think that 2-7 matchup, A&M versus Texas, that's going to be maybe the best game of the entire first 2 rounds across the country. So we'll see how that goes going forward.
So I brought up a little bit more about the selection committee earlier, talking about the West. Like you said, Texas has 14 quad one wins. 2 of those are against Kansas.
Mhm.
Like, come on now, right? And they were convincing. They weren't like last second shots.
Yep.
Or a misplay here, a misplay there. 14 quad one wins and 2 wins convincingly over a 1 seed. Come on, guys. Like, get better. Get better.
Yeah. And you have Houston, who, yes, has been top 5 pretty much all year, but I don't know the exact number, but I can't imagine they have more than 3 or 4 quad one wins. And a lot of it's because of the conference they play in. I understand that. But I mean, if we're going to because all I hear about is, the SEC was down this year. That's why Texas A&M is down where they are. Well, SEC got the number 1 overall seed.
Mm-hmm.
So that conference has to be a little bit better than what you expect. And on the other side of things, I think the Big 12 has a real, shouting distance of being the best conference in the country. And they kind of get passed over for an AAC team that, has been high all season. But I think we could have seen those flip-flopped. And I think a lot of people would have been happier.
Easily. And if they're going to emphasize the net rankings all season long, I think Houston 105?
Yeah.
105, really? Come on. But they put in their body of work on the court, and that's where it only matters. But then their emphasis emphasis have to change if you're going to put Texas 2 with as many quad one wins. I think there's just some inconsistencies in every bracket in every season, and this is just another one. So
yeah,
it's never going to be an exact science. Warren Buffett's money is still going to be safe. No one's going to pick that perfect bracket, and yeah, the madness. That's why it's called March Madness, I guess.
Amen.